pronouns. What the is with the pronouns? He, she, him, they, the, boom, bang, ba, bang.
Actors like Sylvester Stallone are fighting back against the tide of woke culture, refusing to be silenced, and they are winning. Here are some of the most prominent actors raising their voice against wokeism.
We do not support Gina. We're not going to work with her anymore based off of her something about cultural and religious differences or something like that. Basically calling me a racist and that I'm not accepting of other people's, lifestyles.
Gina Carano was riding high as a star on The Mandalorian, a show that exploded in popularity. But that all changed when she got fired over her social media posts. It's wild how a few tweets can flip someone's career upside down, right?
Oh, look at what she said. And I was like, why don't you guys do your homework a little better? Like, it doesn't say Republican and conservative in that post,
The controversy kicked off after she shared a post that compared the treatment of conservatives today to how Jewish people were treated in Nazi Germany. While Carano likely meant to highlight the dangers of political polarization, the backlash was intense.
I am so inspired by the gentle spirit of the Jewish people going through that time. And I think I watched this older Holocaust survivor, her court case, and they found this old Nazi man, and he was old, and they rolled him in on a stretcher, and they really played this up, and she forgave him. She forgave him in court.
Many people felt she was trivializing the Holocaust, and it didn't take long for Lucasfilm, the company behind Star Wars, to drop her like a hot potato.
But they had a target on me, something about cultural and religious differences or something like that. Basically calling me a racist and that I'm not accepting of other people's, lifestyles.
That doesn't have anything to do with what you said.
No.
That's what's so crazy. You literally were saying the opposite.
I was literally
You were trying to unite people.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I was trying to say neighbors don't hate neighbors, and yeah, it didn't really come off, like I thought it was, and I'll be more sensitive to that in the future, of course. But I thought it was something that everybody could get on board with. But they had a target on me for.
They decided that you were right wing.
Yeah.
They decided you were a Trump supporter.
When in reality, it's I just am open-minded, being new to the political, spectrum. I don't know how conservative I really am. I don't know how.
Well, I bet you're pretty socially liberal.
I don't know how Republican I am. I don't even know what those really mean, and I don't really like labels. I just know that certain people seem to be making more sense and more common sense, and other people just seem to be spewing out a lot of hate. And for this moment in time, I will definitely be voting, a certain way, because these people are making sense.
After her firing, Carano didn't just disappear into the shadows. Instead, she became a fierce advocate for free speech. In interviews, she wasn't shy about calling out Disney for what she perceived as their oppressive behavior, and she even took the pronoun debate head on.
Say trans lives matter, put your pronouns in your bio, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, a lot of the Disney and Lucasfilm people were, going along with it. And there's a lot of people Lucasfilm pays, too, as well, to put pressure on. All these people who don't even have their pronouns up telling me about pronouns, and they have Trash Panda, and they have all this weird kind of stuff in their pronouns. And so I was like, oh, okay, so you guys want me to put something in my bio? All right, yeah, I'm gonna put something in my bio. And they, of course, were wanting a he, her, they, them, him, of course that's what they wanted. And I just put beep, bop, boop.
She revealed that Lucasfilm had even asked an artist to erase her character from the show and replace her with another character. Can you imagine? That's some next level censorship right there. It's like they wanted to erase her from not just the show, but from the public conversation altogether.
The guy that's done Westerns forever.
For his whole life.
The evisceration of the American West. I mean, they made it look like, what are all those dancers, those guys in New York that wear bow ties and not much else?
Uh-huh.
Remember them from back in the day?
Oh, the Chippendales?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The legendary cowboy actor is furious about what he sees as Hollywood's woke agenda, taking over the Western genre and twisting it into something unrecognizable.
That's what all these cowboys in that movie looked like.
Uh-huh.
They're all running around in chaps and no shirts. There's all these allusions to homosexuality throughout the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about cowboys who look more ready for a Vegas show with glittery chaps than for the dusty trails of the American West. According to Sam, Hollywood's obsession with political correctness is killing the very spirit of the cowboy, the same spirit that built the West on grit, honor, and a tough-as-nails attitude.
I can only speak of the men that were in my life, and that was my dad and his friends.
Right.
Those are the men that I grew up going fishing and, spending time with.
Yeah.
And they were all pretty hardcore. They were gentlemen. I mean, they weren't assholes. They were nice men, but they were hardcore.
It's honestly ridiculous when you think about it. Cowboys are supposed to be symbols of rugged masculinity, right?
But what does this woman from down there
New Zealand.
New Zealand
Right.
know about the American West? And why in the does she shoot this movie in New Zealand and call it Montana?
We used to have fun with it. We'd insult each other and laugh and scratch with it. And it was not a bad thing. People didn't take themselves.
But Hollywood, it seems, has forgotten that. Instead, we're getting this watered-down version that cares more about checking off the boxes of a woke checklist than about telling a good, honest story. And Sam's not alone in this. He's joined forces with other Hollywood veterans like Clint Eastwood and Kurt Russell to push back against what they see as the hijacking of Westerns and storytelling in general by forced political agendas.
Part of today's woke revolution, you need to study the part of revolutions where they spin out of control because the revolutionaries get so drunk on their own purifying elixir, they imagine they can reinvent the very nature of human beings.
Bill Maher has been a staple in the world of political commentary for decades, known for his liberal humor and sharp wit. But lately, he's shifted gears a bit, becoming more of a critic of the extreme left, and John Cleese is backing him up.
Who are the people you can't make jokes about?
Muslims.
Muslim?
Yeah. Try that.
Yeah, but
See what your Twitter feed says.
Yes. Yeah, but that's not saying that you can't. That just means that they'll kill you.
Fuck
right?
them. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I've said that.
Theoretically, you could.
I've made jokes like, it's a religion of peace. There's a PC over there, there's a PC over there.
It's interesting to see someone who has been part of the liberal elite take a step back and question some of the very ideas he used to support wholeheartedly. It's like watching a character in a movie have a change of heart, and it's refreshing.
New rule, liberals need a stand your ground law for cancel culture. So that when the woke mob comes after you for some ridiculous offense, you'll stand your ground. Stop apologizing. Because I can't keep up anymore with who's on the shit list.
On his show Real Time with Bill Maher, he tackles some hot-button topics that many in Hollywood would rather avoid. He has called out cancel culture and the obsession with political correctness, questioning why we've become so sensitive about everything.
We must examine all the reasons why we keep losing elections. Starting with Democrats have gone from the party that protects people to the party that protects feelings. From ask not what your country can do for you to you owe me an apology.
He's not afraid to poke fun at the absurdities of the left, even when it means stepping on some toes.
Whereas liberals, on the other hand, caught Steve Martin calling Carrie Fisher beautiful in a tweet and made him take it down. I'm not making that up. That really happened. Here's Steve's offensive tweet. When I was a young man, Carrie Fisher was the most beautiful creature I'd ever seen. She turned out to be witty and bright as well. How could you, Steve? We thought we knew you, but this? You noted her appearance first, and then that she was witty and bright. You're a monster!
His comments have sparked mixed reactions from his audience, particularly among his usual liberal supporters. Some have accused him of pandering to the right or being out of touch. But here's the thing, Maher sticks to his guns. He has said, "It's not me who's changed, it's the left." That's a bold stance, especially in a time when many people are afraid to voice any opinions that might go against the mainstream narrative.
Look, it's what we're doing in society now. I mean, we're making people persona non grata. Because of something they do, or and that is right now deemed wrong, or it's the hot point and a hot topic right now.
Matthew McConaughey has carved out quite a unique space for himself in Hollywood, balancing his career with a thoughtful approach to politics. He's not just your typical Hollywood actor, he's got a mindset that challenges both sides of the political spectrum.
Two vehicles on either side of the political aisle are so far apart, their fucking tires aren't even on the pavement anymore. I mean, so trust me, it's free over here. There's plenty of room.
One of the standout moments for him came during an appearance on Russell Brand's podcast, where he called out what he referred to as the illiberal left. He pointed out how some progressives can be just as dogmatic and condescending as the right wing he often critiques.
It's a move to say, no, let's get aggressively centric. I dare you. It's not a recession. It's an aggressive move. And if it's framed like that, one, I think that can relate to a lot of people on the right of going, well, you daring me? You know, it's like this COVID thing.
McConaughey highlighted that it's important to have conversations that embrace differing opinions, instead of shutting down those who don't think exactly like you. It's a bold stance, especially when many in Hollywood seem to toe the party line without question.
Combat. Don't run out on the street with your gun and knives to try and fight this one. That's what he wants. You know what I mean? It's actually an aggressive move to actually stay home. You know what I mean? But it had to be reframed in a little bit. Look, on the other side, on the far left, that would go, well, there is a lot on that illiberal left that absolutely condescend, patronize, and are arrogant towards that other 50%. Many people were I'm sure you saw it in our industry when Trump was voted in 4 years ago. They were in denial that it was real.
He's got this way of connecting with people that feels genuine, like he's just one of us. When he gave a passionate speech at the White House about restoring family values and American ideals, it resonated with many who felt similar frustrations about the current political landscape. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.